welcome to the House of Wellness. This is the wellness show for people who are a little loose with their health regime. And speaking of loose, Shane Crawford is here.
Oh, thanks, Mel. That's very nice of you. We're a show that'll give yoga a go, but we'll probably get stuck in a child's pose. We have a cracking show for you tonight, just in time for Mother's Day.
So grab your mum and let's get started. Tonight, the dance parties for mums who are too exhausted to hit the clubs after the kids are in bed.
We're talking gut health and how to keep your bowels in tip-top condition.
Jules and Guy Sebastian are dropping
Yes.
by to talk about perfume and how they balance family and everything else going on.
Wow. Plus, wax, pluck, shave or laser. We're talking hair removal. No way. You're not doing
No, I'm
that
not
to
doing
me.
it.
No, I'm not getting waxed
You
on
are,
this show.
I'm
No. This is a stitch-up. You keep stitching me up on this show. Good, Yvie Jones and the Doc are in the house.
Who have you got with you?
I've got Poopy here
Hello,
today.
Poopy.
Oh, the dog.
I thought we were telling everyone our nicknames for each other.
Our little pet names.
This is Penelope, but her nickname is Poopy. And
Well, that's good because we're talking about bowel cancer on this show.
Well, that's very appropriate. And Doc,
My name's not Poopy.
it could be.
Yeah, that's
Not for you. That's just for Yvie and I.
that's just for us.
How do you know when you're with a dodgy doctor? Is it because his handwriting's really good? Because, like, let's face it, doctors' handwriting's deplorable, isn't it?
Yes.
It is terrible.
Is it a thing?
Why is that so?
I don't know. It's actually a really good point. Why do we write so poorly?
Yeah.
You're too
Hadn't really
busy
thought
saving
about it.
lives.
Now, Yvie, Mother's Day coming up. You're a dog lady.
A
you
dog
know?
mum.
You're a dog mum. Sorry,
Yes, dog
sorry.
mum.
Don't take offence.
Do you get spoiled on Mother's Day?
Well,
Spoil
they have
yourself
no
on their
idea.
behalf? Well, you could just buy gifts and say it's from Poopy.
Yeah, I do.
What about for you, Mel? What's a perfect Mother's Day for you?
For me, it's doing nothing, not making a single decision. I don't want to decide, what we're eating, where we're going, what I'm doing, anything, not a single decision.
The risk with that is that we end up making all the decisions.
That's okay.
And that's...
I'll take that risk.
I've got some Mother's Day gifts for you, Mel.
yeah?
It's just a yes or a no,
Okay.
OK? So what about if you get a world's best mum mug filled with pot puree? Is that acceptable? Are you
The
happy with
mug
that?
would be cute, but you can have the smelly stuff in it.
OK. What about candles? Is that a yes or a no?
Look, I don't mind a good candle. Yeah, it's got to smell nice.
OK. Any form of appliance?
No appliances. No. Oh, one of those like fancy hair ones potentially,
Yeah.
but nothing that I use in the kitchen or the living room or for cleaning or stuff. Don't you think, girls? Yeah. No appliances. That just is like a
Is that offensive?
gift. Yeah.
I told you, Doc.
Do you want like a lawnmower for
we better
Mother's
take
Day?
the vacuum cleaner back. We're in trouble.
Yes, you better. You better. We did ask the audience your best and worst Mother's Day presents. The best, son making dessert. Love that. Who was that? Lucky lady. And the Jackson 5 record.
Oh.
That's cool. That's cool. The worst, appliances my kids want. That's even worse. An air fryer is on the list. Embroidered face towel. OK. And a fire blanket for the kitchen.
That's dreadful.
I don't
imagine.
You need a lift, Doc.
I thought it was practical. But can we just very quickly be honest? Because there is a period in life where the kids they work so hard and they bring home those gifts
love them.
that they make them. Be honest, they're
Yes.
just crap.
Except unless
like
they're ashtrays.
Yeah, I've got some dodgy pottery things still, or the macaroni necklace.
But it's just...
I mean, look, gifts
Careful.
are great. Gifts are very good, but I reckon what mums really need is just time.
Yes.
Just time. Just give them time to relax, time to themselves, time to party.
Time to party.
He's got energy to party.
Mum's partying, that's dangerous.
When you've fed everyone and the kitchen's clean, the last thing I'd want to do is go out.
Well, fear not, Mel. I have a very good solution. Daytime disco. Daytime disco. These are a real trend at the moment, especially with mums and parents who can go for a 4-hour boogie and be tucked into bed and up for the kids the next day. Hey? How's that? You can just
Get a bit of cardio in at the same time as
Middle
a
of the day.
cocktail.
Did you say cardio or shardio?
Yeah.
Were you a blue light disco operator back in the day, Mel?
Oh,
Did you have that? Why are you laughing?
Yeah, because it's
How
like...
old are you, Shane?
Careful.
You just said blue light disco.
Well, they were a thing in the country towns.
Oh, right.
Like, they were a hit.
Yeah.
They were
you
everywhere.
you used to win a cassette for your dancing competition.
Did you ever win one?
I won a couple, but I never had a cassette recorder, so I couldn't really play it.
Well, dancing's so good, though, isn't it? Good way to exercise, good way to catch up with friends, blow off a little bit of steam.
Yeah, everyone has a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Got to dance like no
Huge.
one's watching.
Dopamine hit.
Dopamine hit.
Well, there's massive
Yes.
dopamine hit. So dopamine, it's
You
that
love it.
neurochemical that makes you feel good about yourself. It's the hype man for the brain. And dancing, big spike in it. Even in blue light discos, heaps of dopamine.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
dopamine, I've heard that so many times over the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
I don't even know what it means. It just means that you feel a bit better, is that right? And
So
can I
it's
buy it in a...
It's the neurochemical that makes you. It's like the standing ovation inside your head. It's that thing. You can even get the anticipation of something good about to happen.
Okay.
So even before this show started, I mean, the audience. So there was the dopamine was firing.
Yeah, well, does anyone want a
It
little
might
bit
have
of
gone
a...
down by now, but it's okay.
Well, does anyone want to get a little bit of a dopamine hit now? Yeah. How many want to do that?
What are we actually doing?
You're going to dance.
I never have any idea what's going on in this show. Are we actually really... Oh, here we go.
There's a disco ball.
Yeah. Hey, why is everyone hiding back there?
All right. We've got dancing in the corner. We are going to take a quick break and be back with more House of Wellness in just a tick. Oh, we're shuffling down the couch, and joining us now is colorectal surgeon Dr. Penelope Dilla Cavalieri. Did I get it right?
Wow.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Lovely
Very
to have
well
you
done,
join
Mel.
us.
Thank you for having me.
You got double the doctor right now.
Yeah, so
Double
what does
the
that mean?
And one of us knows what they're talking about.
What would you call two doctors in this?
I would call two doctors a
Awesome.
waiting room? No.
Oh, nice.
Two very tired people from studying a lot.
I can imagine.
That's right, yes. No.
Stressed, tired, but thank goodness you're here. Because
Yes.
Penelope is a spokesperson for Bowel Cancer Australia. We are hearing so much about the ages, people getting younger and younger. I've got a friend, I think he was just past 30, diagnosed with bowel cancer. What's happening?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, since the 2000s, the rising rate of bowel cancer in early onset or younger than 50 has really, really skyrocketed. And in particular, those under 50, if you are 40 or younger nowadays, you have double the chance of developing bowel cancer since the 2000s. And this is something that, maybe the community doesn't even know, and we need to raise awareness for. And in particular, with our GP specialists, with our primary health physicians, and with the community in general.
And we're not doing so great in Australia when it stacks up in the world, are we?
We don't. Unfortunately, Australia has the highest rates of bowel cancer and also, therefore, early onset of bowel cancer.
And so we should be, when we go to the toilet, we should be looking at our poo. Is that right?
Absolutely. And you should use the word bowel to remember the symptoms. B for blood, never, never, ever normal. You need to have it checked. O is for an obvious change in your bowel habits, and it can be diarrhea to constipation, and it stays and stuck in your routine. W for weight loss or appetite loss. E for extreme tiredness. Unfortunately, we're always tired, particularly women. Who is not tired? But if you're iron deficient, you really need to have that checked as well, because there's a reason. And the L, finally, is for lump or bloating in your tummy. So all of these symptoms are very non-specific, but 1 + 1 + 1, they need to be checked.
You just got to talk about it. Like it's a bit icky and it's not fun but it's such an important thing and it saves lives.
Yes, absolutely. And you're never too young to develop bowel cancer, and we need to remember that age is just a number. We, as physicians, we need to really treat and diagnose the symptom, not the age.
So is there anything that we can be doing to lower our risk, look after ourselves?
Yeah, doing your screening reduces your risk by 32%. That colonoscopy, index colonoscopy, will get rid of the possibility of you developing bowel cancer. And if on top of that you also change your lifestyle and follow a diet lower in meat, high in fiber, and do your exercise and limit your alcohol, you can actually reduce your risk even by 61%. So there's lots of things we can do, and you can go to Bowel Cancer Australia website and you can see lots of information there.
And I think the thing is that what people don't understand is that those lifestyle changes and the genetics, so I have a very strong family history, unfortunately. My auntie, my grandfather both died from bowel cancer. So I guess that's the other thing, is understanding your family history and where your risk profile sits so that you can, you know, again, know where your risk is and be, you know, proactive about it.
Three main things: know your symptoms, know your family history of both bowel cancer, and if they require regular colonoscopies, it's really important because they have polyps. And thirdly, you need to advocate for yourself. If you have symptoms and you feel you're not heard, you can ask for a second opinion.
So the bowel screening kits, is that enough, or you recommend a colonoscopy as well?
Well, the bowel cancer screening are being sent to you from 45. We recommend that you screen from 40, and this is the new guidelines that come on to date last year. No, it's not enough. If you have symptoms, you don't need the test. You need the colonoscopy. If you have no symptoms and you're at the age, you need the test.
So important, not just for us, it's so important for your friends, your family, to stay
Absolutely.
on top of it. But I've heard there's a pill that you can take that when you have a little bit of gas, fart, it can actually make your farts smell like roses. No, this is true. This is true.
We can always trust you to bring the hard-hitting science.
No, a French man developed a pill,
Yeah.
and it makes your farts smell like roses. Is that true or not? Or am I losing the plot?
That will make my colonoscopy list much more nicer. However, I want to say that having wind or having flatulence is an absolutely normal human function.
Yes.
So there should not be taboo around it. And if they smell, well, you know, it could be something that you ate and didn't go well. It's important to never take things just because an influencer talks about it. You need to look at the evidence.
I mean, weirdly, I can smell roses right now.
I did have a big lunch.
You might need a colonoscopy.
So is that true, though? Is there a pill out there, or someone's working on a pill to allow you to
You
at
sound
least
like you're really keen that this happens.
smell a little bit better?
It sounds like there is, yeah. I had a look at it on Instagram. If that's, I had seen
so
the
I'm not
post.
being crazy, yeah.
Crawford,
No,
Penelope
yes.
is a real doctor.
Maybe I should do a crop duster right along there.
Oh my
And see if
Lord,
it
we're
really
going
smells
there.
like roses.
Really, really important information. Thank you. Good reminders for all of us. So we will take on your words and we will all go get checked. Well, still to come, Guy and Jill Sebastian are here. And don't forget, we are giving viewers the chance to win a 14-day wellness escape for two, which includes business class flights,
Yes,
3
please.
nights in a luxury London hotel, then a 7-night cruise through the Norwegian fjords, all thanks to Trip and Deal. I knew you'd like
This
that.
is incredible.
It's all valued at $40,000. So you've got to keep your eye out for a code word that's going to appear on the screen sometime during the show, or head to our website.
And did you know that Norway once knighted a penguin?
I did not know that, no, but you've clearly been doing your Norway
I've
research.
done a lot of travelling.
You
I
know
know a
you
lot of
can't
things.
win this, don't you?
Yes, I can.
No,
Why
you
can't I win?
It's for our audience.
Surely it's in our contract. For goodness gracious me.
We've got a special Mother's Day treat for everybody.
Right.
You want to share the news
You're
for our
getting
audience?
a
For our
smelling pill.
audience?
No, what are you getting? No,
Everyone's
you
here
are all,
tonight.
yes, you are all going home with a $100 voucher, all thanks to Trip and Deal. That's everyone in the audience.
Is that how you put all your patients to sleep?
That's it. I feel like a Bond villain.
I want to share something with you guys that I saw during the week. Obviously, I look at random stuff. Beard transplants.
Oh.
So some people are actually
I think you look
keen
great, Mel.
Yeah, I don't think you need one. I don't think you need one.
for a full beard, and they're getting they're going under the knife.
Really?
Like really full on.
Whose hair?
Yeah, where do they get it from?
Yeah, where does the hair come from?
It's
Off a
very
camel or
familiar
something?
hair.
Maybe it's hair somewhere else that you don't need.
It comes from the back, from the scalp.
Yeah.
Usually the bit round here, or the thigh.
Is this giving you Benvy?
Benvy.
Beard envy.
What's,
Beard envy.
What is that?
Beard, where you
I know what
see
you're talking
others.
about.
You know,
Beard.
I mean, a really good, solid, robust, manly man
ZZ
beard.
Top.
have a look at these crazy beards.
That's
There's something in that.
That's a turtleneck.
No, you reckon there is?
I reckon there's a turtle in that. Here's another one.
No.
Well,
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
You could pull that off, Crawford. I could see you with that.
What about celeb beards?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you got a fave?
Who do you... Oh,
Have you got a
I
fave?
do. Have a look at these lovely...
Oh, yes.
Jason
Yep.
Momoa.
Yeah.
Mel and I
Not the only one.
Tell you what, it's getting hot in the audience. Jeez.
You're what's known as a pagonophile.
He's the prettiest
Yes.
man
Look at those
alive.
eyes.
He's a beautiful man, got beautiful hair, hasn't he?
Great beard.
Yes.
Great
Those
beard.
eyes. Nice.
Okay, and...
What did you say Yvie
It's a
was?
pagonophile if you have a thing for beards. Pagonophilia is the...
P or B?
Pagonophilia.
How do you know this word?
Pagonophile.
Pagonophile, okay.
Yeah.
Well, while some people are that
Yeah.
and trying to get extra hair, some are trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I think this is
Like
the
me.
perfect time to do asking for a friend.
Okay, I've got a question for the doc.
Yes.
Is it true that shaving your hair makes it grow faster, darker and thicker? Because I don't think it does.
That's a great old lifestyle.
It
that one. It's
is,
been for a
yeah.
while. No, the answer is no. It does not. It's just because when you cut the end off it, it feels thicker and more blunt. The longer
Yeah.
it gets, it feels softer. So it's not actually thicker.
Your chest there, Doc, it looks like it's well manicured. How do you do that?
I get lasered. No, I actually on my Bucks party, my
hang on, where are we going now?
So my groomsman hijacked me, took me to a parlour and waxed me from
Oh,
top
that excuse.
to bottom.
Oh, yeah. Your friends are crazy.
Oh, it's slippery as a seal.
Now, is it true that baldness is inherited from your mother?
I'm not sure that's the question.
From your mother's side.
I've just got an image
Not from
that I
your
can't get rid
mother.
of.
Oh, not from your mother.
Not from your actual mother.
What?
Is your mother bald?
Have you seen my mother? She's got no hair. She's probably watching. I know you do have hair, Mum. I'm only joking.
I think that what the question you're trying to ask is, does it come from the mother's side of the gene?
No,
that's
does it
what-
come from my mother?
The theory comes from it's an AR gene that is on the X chromosome. So all the women, all the X and X. You guys are X and X. We are X and Y. Okay, but
Yeah.
we get the X from mum and the Y from dad.
Yeah.
The hair baldness gene mainly sits on the X, but that's not the only thing that decides whether you're going to end up being bald. There is some coming from mum and dad, so there is equal opportunity blame.
I was happy with a yes or no.
What's more effective though? Shaving, waxing, plucking, or laser?
I'm not a beautician.
Well, that is a fair point. You're a doctor. And I'm glad.
Maybe I could be a
I
beautician.
tell you what, that leads me to invite Tanya from Brazilian Butterfly
Yes.
Hair Removal.
I'm getting Brazilians
On your butterfly.
again.
Here, take my seat
Thank you.
because you've got work to do.
I've got a treat for you.
Where?
It's going to happen on your arm. We were thinking
my
about the other,
Yeah,
know,
what are
back
we working
cracking,
with here?
but
That's,
Jim's mowing wasn't available.
That's House of Wellness after dark. So that's later on after 12 o'clock. Okay, so what are you actually going to do?
You got fragrance?
I have got fragrance, yeah.
Does it smell like roses?
God, what is this thing?
Wax.
Oh, okay.
So we're
here
going to
you go.
test
So
waxing
You're going to wax
on
a
Crawford.
bit.
This is
Actually,
what
why
we're
am I doing this?
Yeah.
I'd never take my hair off my
So,
arms.
Go
Tanya,
with a
is
big
waxing
strip.
the best option for this amount of hair?
Is that enough? I think that we need more,
He's got
surely.
quite light hair.
Yeah.
If it was darker hair, you'd probably go with some IPL.
That's
Am I allowed to
laser.
swear?
Yeah, because
Can I
it
swear on
targets the
So you
targets
tell
the
us
melanin.
waxing. Okay.
Yeah, so we've chosen waxing because it's my favourite.
Okay.
And it's the most pain, I guess.
That's the most pain.
Not most
That's the most
effective.
effective.
You've got to get it right from the root.
But, you
right.
know, we hold the skin.
How much you doing? I thought you were just...
Can I ask, you know when you do it, you always put your hand down. Why do you... That doesn't make it feel better.
Oh, I've got sweat going down my back.
But you always...
The nerves, yeah, that come up, we just pop some pressure on, and that just, that helps with the pain.
Do you want to be evened up and have both arms done?
No.
Okay.
Or do we want to finish?
Is this the best method? For getting rid of hair?
Look, your
This is the
skin's
silliest
lovely
thing
and
we've done on
smooth.
TV.
Afterwards, it's a bit of an exfoliation.
I'm going to have a bald patch on my arm.
You can even
It'll be from your mum.
But yeah, if you've got lumps and bumps.
Sorry, Mum. Look at that. Look at my hair.
All right. Okay.
Actually, do you know what? I probably could put that on my face.
Wants to come, including a pop choir and the Sebastians.
Why not?
G'day, Sam Wood here. We have a question this week that I think will resonate with so many of you. I'm a busy mum of 4 and I find it hard to find time to work out. What is a quick exercise that I can do around the house between the ironing, kids' uniforms, picking them up from school and the hundreds of other jobs that I'm doing? Great question. Let's get into it. In fact, we're going to use our laundry basket. Absolute ripping exercise. It's great for toning our legs, our bum. Get that heart rate up is a walking lunge. And if you've got some resistance, even better. We step, bend the back knee, back to our starting position. Bend the back knee, starting position. Bend the back knee. If you end up doing 10 to 20 of these 5 to 10 times a day, I promise you, you'll feel fitter and more toned, particularly around your legs and your butt, in no time.
Fabulous Jules and Guy Sebastian in the house. Nice to see you both. Thanks for coming on in.
Thanks for having us.
Yay.
No, I'm a massive fan.
Oh,
I'm
thank
just
you.
telling you right now.
I
and I'm a
love it.
fan of yours because you know him pretty well, you know.
Jules is like one of the most stylish women
And
in
I'm
the
a
country.
fan of yours.
Oh,
yes, there you go.
you're a fan
No,
and you're a fan.
I'm a Guy
Look at all the
Sebastian fan.
fishing. Someone say, Shane, I'm a fan of you as well.
I know that's not genuine. I know
It
that's
is,
not
we
genuine.
But you know how much I love my footy, so I
You do.
genuinely
You're
am.
an Adelaide supporter. You're a #1 ticket holder.
Yes.
Which is awesome. And you love your golf, so you're very active.
Yeah.
You're always out and about, aren't you?
Love
you
it.
probably wish that you could play AFL footy or have played one day.
Yeah, I grew up playing. I've passed that passion on to my son. He's in the Swans Academy in Sydney. And the worst part about it is I think I would have been in 5 or 6 grand finals, never won a flag. My son only knows winning. They've never lost. He plays for the Maroubra Saints. They're just
Yes.
a gun team.
Yep.
And I don't think they've ever lost. He played on the weekend 60-8 it was. The mercy rule keeps coming out. And now I've jinxed it. I've got to touch wood.
I'm
There's
more
a game
worried
this
how
Sunday.
Jules copes
Yes.
with all this, you know, athletic ability, testosterone bursting around. How do you keep them all in
Listen,
check?
don't get it twisted. I'm a netball player. Yeah.
fierce.
Wing attack, goal defence.
I'm a goal attack.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
What does a goal attack do?
They should
Attacks the goal.
attacks the goal. Yeah. So we're all
Competitive bunch.
athletes, you know, in our family.
Look at us.
And then when
We're
you're
athletes.
not taking on the Olympics,
Jeez, settle down. Oh, God.
I think our audience has been drinking again.
love it. When you're not being competitive on the sporting field, you're making fragrance, as one does. A beautiful perfume, Embrace Night.
Yes.
Tell us about it. How do you make a perfume?
Well, I don't physically actually get in the lab and make it. I'm obsessed with fragrances. I always have been. I think it dates back to my dad. My dad was a geologist, so he'd go work, you know, on for a month, off for a month. And I just remember when he'd leave the house, the smell of whatever he was wearing. Usually it was either Dracar Noir or Brut. It would just linger for ages. And to me, I was like, oh, that's my dad going to like work on an oil rig and send us to school, you know, one of 4 boys. He was just a hero in my eyes. And so I became really obsessed with fragrances, as Jules knows. I can't go through a duty-free without sniffing everything and buying something. But I wanted to make my own and started in the female space. And this is Embrace Night. So I did Embrace and we've done a nighttime version of it.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Now, Jules,
Yes.
Is it a bit weird with him walking around the house sniffing everything, trying to develop that scent? You know, how did you get to the stage where you both agreed on it?
Well, you know what? I was in his hands. Like, he is very... He smells good. Like, he's one of those people that just smells good all the time.
Does he really? Can I smell you? I
always
want to smell you.
Is that a
He smells good. Have you got that on? You smell good.
Shane Crawford just sniffed me.
Sorry, I might have dropped a bit of sweat on you. I'm sweating a bit. No.
Well, of course, it's Mother's Day this weekend, so I think great gift idea. Just hint, if anyone hasn't got a present for their mum. Chemist Warehouse.
Jules, date night.
Yeah.
Obviously, he smells very good for date night, but what happens on date night in your house or wandering out on the streets? Do you do it much?
Wandering around the street.
I didn't want to be too personal, but like...
on date night?
Do you have a date night at home or do you actually hit the streets?
We
Cool,
actually
that's what
went out
dates-
for a date night last week.
There you go.
But it was a tiny, not a disaster. It wasn't a full-blown disaster. We eventually got to the restaurant about 45 minutes late. Anyway, we get there and we're excited to try this menu that we've just researched on Instagram, and they changed the menu 2 weeks before we got there.
I'm like, oh, I'll get the crab bisque and I'll get the tuna tartar. They're like, oh, we've got none of those. We just changed it.
No
2
crabs,
weeks
we just got yabbies today.
Yeah.
But it was still beautiful.
It was still
really
nice.
nice.
And
yeah.
then we got home, sprayed some Embrace Night, and suddenly...
And embrace.
Yeah, there's date night for you.
Oh, God. I'm a marketing
whereabouts?
machine.
You are on fire. What about Mother's Day? Do you get spoiled? Do you
You know
have
what?
something special that you normally do?
Guy, he's...
Don't throw me off.
Is he very good with gifts?
Yes.
That's
And
a no.
no.
And no.
That is a no.
Let's just talk about the year before Mother's Day, where we've got 2 boys at home and they're quite musical, and so we've got a recording studio at our house, and he put them in the studio and they recorded me this beautiful song. It was like, I was sobbing. It was like a dream come true, like every mother's wish.
Yes.
I couldn't have asked for something better.
Okay.
Fast forward to last year when we are driving back from a birthday party of one of the kids or sporting event or
was
whatever.
late.
It was 10:30 p.m. He's chatting away with a friend in the car and he's like, what are you doing tomorrow? And he goes, oh, I'm going to my mum's for Mother's Day. And I just see Guy's face up. He's like, it's 10:30 at night, where am I going? So where did you go
You
to
went
get me a
Coles
gift?
and got some flowers.
No,
where did
even
you-
Coles was shut. I went to Easy Mart. I thought I'd still get clever. It was a terrible card. It was a very cheesy card. But then I thought, I'll buy some little special things that might be good for Mother's Day. There was,
From the Easy
weirdly so, there was this thing that said "Hot Mama," like, and it was a giant pickle
That's...
that said "Hot Mama."
I can see it's a natural gift.
It was the only Mother's Day where she got a big gherkin that was there.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
She usually gets a little jalapeno, so that was just... And with the spray of Embrace Nights, it turns into a
Can I
fantastic
suggest some
night.
perfume for this year? Hey, we can't have you on without talking about music.
Yes.
Tell me about maybe your new single.
Yeah.
Soon. There it is.
Well, it's been out for a tiny amount of time now, and it's been a great reaction. People are enjoying the song, which is always a nice feeling. You know, you can never predict it, and I've been working on the record for over 4 years. Finally finished it, and this is sort of the first cab off the rank for the album that I've thrown out into the world, and now I'm going to start getting maybe a little deeper into some of the ballads and more of it. Yeah, it's soulful. This song in particular is really fun to sing. It's hard to sing, but it's fun. And I don't know. I'm in that phase where I've literally laboured on something with a lot of passion for 4 and a bit years, and I'm always nervous because it's up to people to decide whether they like it, but I know I've given it everything I can.
Yeah, well, obviously you can download it and stream it, so have a listen. Do let us know. I know that, it'd be really good. So, big round of applause.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Jules is busy.
Jules, yeah, you've got a podcast and it's coming back in a big way.
Yes.
And it's about having some tea. Is that right?
It is. It's called Tea with Jules.
There you go.
Yeah, so we actually have tea, but we also spill the tea. So that's the idea.
Nice.
So it's like a sit down, chat with, you know, just interesting people who I've, you know, have met along the way of my career and people that I get to know along the way, and just ask them questions about their life and how they've gotten to be doing what they're doing. And because I find people really interesting, and I thought that other people would find that inspiring as well.
And then, of course, you're both incredibly busy with the Sebastian Foundation. Can you share with us all some of the things that you're doing? Because it's amazing what you're doing, particularly in the mental youth health space.
There's so many issues that kids face as well that's unique to the landscape we're growing up in. You know, when most of us grew up, especially you, Shane, you know, it was
older folk. When there was a horse and cart.
Before there was phones and stuff.
But we weren't, you know, I used to care, for example, when I was young, I'll specifically name them, maybe Tim, Craig, James, and my brothers. Like that was who I would receive input from. And now we're growing up in a landscape with social media where that foundation of your self-worth and who you are is so rocked by so much external noise. And that can be very destabilising for kids. And so our dream in our foundation was to come up with some sort of program that was at a school's level in their curriculum that could actually attack these issues, how to prepare them and put a mental coat of armour on them for when they face these issues. And then Jules met Dr. Haley, and Dr. Haley, incredible lady who has come up with Open Parachute, which is an in-schools program. It's peer-to-peer. So basically kids sit in the classroom, they listen to kids their own age speak about all sorts of issues from bullying, consent, depression, anxiety, all sorts of stuff, and then there's a structured discussion time afterwards where they're comfortable to talk about these things out in the open. For us as a foundation, it costs us $15 a child for the entire year. And at the moment we've put through so far, I think, about 215,000 kids.
That's amazing.
That is awesome. Well done.
Yeah, that's going to have such an impact on so many kids.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Hey, we can't let you leave the couch without putting you under the wellness microscope with Well.
Oh, no.
OK, here we go. Jules, what exercise would you be happy to never do again?
All of them.
Guy, shave, I was going to say wazer. Shave, wax, or laser, or pluck?
After seeing you carry on before, I won't say wax. I'll say laser.
Now, Jules, what item do you have in the fridge that is probably past its use-by date?
Oh, God.
That you'll still eat?
I don't know about you guys, but there's always like a jar of salsa that's at the back with like a firm layer of fur.
Yep.
You know, if you just scrape it off and then... I would never.
It's still good.
We all have, don't worry.
Now, Guy, skinny, well, you're a trendsetter with your fashion, skinny or wide leg jeans?
I've gone both. Why settle for... Look, I've got, like, flares on.
Nice.
So...
Trendy. Oh, you're getting a round of applause.
Yeah, so don't categorise me. I'll do both if I want to. You know?
Now, when you get a little bit older like myself, you've got to be careful with the skinny jeans, otherwise you end up looking like this. It's not a good look. That was me taking in... Did you take a photo of me in the change room?
That's brilliant.
I don't approve. I don't approve.
What do they call that when there's the overflow?
They call it...
No, there's...
Too many
Muffin
Lamingtons.
top, there you go.
I think that's the least of his worries there. Hey, it's so nice to have you both come and join us. Thank you very much. And, of course, guys, new fragrance Embrace
you know what I'm
Night
gonna
is
do?
available exclusively.
This is the only
Chemist
one
Warehouse.
in Australia at the moment. Before you go, I've absolutely always loved you as a performer, amazing singer. So, Jules, would you sing us out? Would we like Guy Sebastian to sing?
All right.
OK, here we go.
You don't know how many now.
No.
Don't want to leave it up to me. to wait. Why would I want good if I got great old baby?
What a superstar.
We're back in Duffington.
Thank you so much. How good was Guy Sebastian?
Good was Guy.
Oh my God, that voice. I had singing envy.
Yeah. Sengvi, they call
Senvi, yeah.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, because you're one of the great singers of all time. The way that you can sing.
Of
You
all
are.
time.
We did the... No, the Grand Prix national anthem. You've belted that out. You lead musicals. When did you know that you were the Phantom?
Yes.
You have to sing
When did you know that you were the Phantom?
Have a look at Josh's Instagram. He does Jean Valjean in London. One of the best performances of that song I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you.
When did you know, Josh, that you wanted to perform? When did you know that you wanted to be a singer?
I played Judas in my Year 12 production of Jesus Christ Superstar, and I was terrible. I was so bad. I couldn't sing to save myself, but I loved it.
Yes.
And so I did just a little bit of work to get better at it so I could make a career out of it.
So how can you be someone that can't sing well to suddenly someone who's singing national anthems and leading the Phantom?
You spend a lifetime devoted to your craft, Shane.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a question. I didn't realise you could turn yourself into a singer. Mel, there's hope.
There's no hope for me. Definitely not. But what would you say to kids that are listening, that are watching, that are wanting to do what you've done?
Join a choir.
Oh.
Yeah. I think joining a choir is one of the best things you can do. It's so good for, for your creative expression, for unleashing that inner voice, and you have the safety of numbers, and then you meet people, you make friends, you build relationships, that community, and we all know how important community is for our sense of belonging, for our mental well-being. But singing's just great for so many things. It's great for our posture. It's great for our, for our lung capacity, for our breathing.
We did.
It's great for cognitive function, so for memory and focus. But it boosts all of our happy hormones. So serotonin, oxytocin, and
Dopamine.
Dopamine.
That's your
I actually spent the other night hanging out with a community choir. I want to know what it was all about, and I saw why people are singing up a storm with strangers. Sharon, Daryl, so good to meet you both. How long has the pop choir been running for?
Well, pop choir's been running for 11 years, can you believe it?
1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We literally have anybody and everybody that loves to sing.
Irish, British, Welsh, Swiss, Welsh.
When people first come to the choir, they're really nervous, but after, they're a totally different person.
I came here on my own, not knowing anybody, walked into a hall full of strangers, and ever since then, it's been a huge part of my life.
Coming here and singing with lots of different people, there's a real sense of community.
We actually wrote and recorded our own pop choir single called Window with Smiles, which was supporting the Lighthouse Foundation, helping homeless children.
Do you think you might be able to teach it to me?
Of course.
Definitely.
Let's do it. It's so infectious.
I love it.
The energy, I just loved it.
We could sign Yvie up.
Yeah, I would love to do
Yvie's
that.
a very good singer.
Yep,
Yes.
I would love to do that. But what happens if you're in a choir and the person next to you is really off-key?
It's a very good question.
You give them a little tap on the shoulder and a bit of love and support, and you go...
You're a good singer. You like a bit of a tune.
Please.
Be really nice.
Don't go there.
Great.
No, don't go
You
there.
hit some high notes with that waxing.
What? Josh, that was awesome.
Very good. Hey, you're fabulous. I loved that. I loved the choir. So thank you for going and introducing us to them. Weren't they brilliant? See you in the kitchen in just a tick. If you want more House of Wellness, check out @Wellness Australia right across your socials for some behind the scenes and a bit more. Stick around after the break. We crack out the cabanossi. It's time for Friday Night Takeaway. In the House of Wellness. Pippi was having a little nap during the break, but countdown, you know, she woke up. But it's been super fun. Who's getting the wine?
I'll get the wine.
Okay, and what have we all learnt tonight? Friday night takeaway. Yvie?
Well, I'm going to start checking my poo more.
Yeah.
I mean, I already do.
We've heard dancing. Dancing's
Yes.
good for your dopamine, so we need to do more of that. Lots of that, Crawf.
10 times, I reckon, dopamine, or maybe 11, but we're up quite high.
I need to stop shaving and start waxing.
I learnt from Guy Sebastian that it's okay to buy a big gherkin for Mother's Day. So I think I'm going to do that.
How good was it to have Jules and Guy Sebastian? Weren't they fantastic, everybody? Yay! Mother's Day. Are you all excited and you're going to get Mother's Day plans, guys?
A big shout out to those who don't have mums on this Mother's Day, but have heavenly mums.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I always think too, you know, if you're an auntie or a godmother or a bestie, there's so many wonderful mother figures in the universe. So all of our love to you as well.
You know, I've actually got a little surprise for you guys.
Oh, yeah?
Before we go, do you remember Daryl from Pop Choir?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. He's here. Daryl, welcome.
I can feel your love back to a place I go, back to where I